Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Abongile Spoko, and this is a life after with Sis Abosh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys. Today I want to speak about Zoleka Mandela. What a sad story, you guys. What a sad story. I do want us to unpack the pain that she has gone through, which is emotional pain, which is something most people, they don't talk about it. So I want us to unpack it because I was sexually abused as well by the family member who was supposed to be protecting me. So hence Story Sake is carrying me so deep because I understand the pain she has been through. Now, she was sexually abused since 9 years until 14 years when I was watching her video, her interview on Afternoon Express. Since 9 years till she was 14 years by the family members, sadly. And so I think, and she was saying on the interview, that was the reason why she started abusing alcohol, and she started abusing, she was a sex addict and a drug addict. She even ran away from home. Now, I do not know the story, whether her family knew the members that were abusing her sexually. I do not know, you guys. I don't even know whether they knew that she was sexually abused at the time. I do not know. But I want to speak about this, you guys, and unpack it. Firstly, I was sexually abused by the family member. And this is my first time I'm talking about the abuse. Because I want us, human race, which is us blacks, us Africans, we should know this, that sometimes, and I was lucky that I was working with children who are abused sexually for the past 10 years. So in some cases, the children are not going to tell the parents that I've been sexually abused, solely because it is a family member. Let's make an example and say that it is the uncle who has abused you sexually. And now you as a child, you are thinking that if I can tell my mother, it means there will be conflict between my mother and her brother, and also my grandmother will not like me because now I want to put her child in jail, and the child will be having those thoughts, which will make the child not to tell anyone. Sometimes in us African race, the child will tell the family that I've been sexually abused by so and so in the family, and I heard the cases, you guys, whereby bazofika abantu office, like umntwana mhlawumbe uboniwe esikolweni by the teachers into yoba une problem, xa bembiza mhlawumbe wayitsho into yoba she's been sexually abused by the uncle at home. And now the teachers will bring that to the attention of social workers and the family as well. And then if family figure high social worker le matter sizoyixoxa ekhaya, izothethwa isikhaya, kutsho ke ngale language yethu, izothethwa isikhaya. And you'll find out that that particular child, because she did not talk about, let's make a scenario where the child does not talk about sexual abuse. You will see that child, she was a good child, she was doing well academically, and then all of a sudden the child has changed. He is misbehaving. All of a sudden she has anger issues, she is aggressive, she beats up the other children at school, and you don't know what's happening with this child, because the child has been a good child. What's happening now? She's cheeky even at ekhaya. Kucumba ukuthi ayisestaging, because a teenager usestaging. And I do want to talk about this, guys. Let us unpack the pain this woman she has gone through, because sometimes you don't talk about sexual abuse solely because it will cause havoc at home, it will cause conflict at home. And she decided, I don't know whether they knew. If they knew, it means there is nothing that they have done concerning this sexual abuse, because I guess we didn't know even the people who have abused. We only knew that she was abused by the family members up until now that she is dead. She has left them a note as to say that so and so had abused me sexually, allegedly. So by the people who were supposed to be protecting her. It's very, very sad, you guys. It's very, very sad. And she's like, she started abusing alcohol at the age of 9 years. What I wanted to know was, when did the abuse started? And now when I was watching the interview yake ku Afternoon Express, I find out that it started when she was 9 years, meaning because of that. In fact, she was saying that because of that, she ran away from home at a very young age. You see, you guys, when the child feels that she is unprotected at home by the people who are supposed to be protecting her, are the people who are exploiting her sexually, are the people who are abusing her sexually, she decided to leave. And then she had she was an alcoholic, she was a sex addict, she was a drug addict, and I find comfort from the drug addicts, which were her boyfriends then. And she talks about another scenario that happened when wayifunwa in kule gang kulama boys akule ndawo, and then she's like, there was another boy that wanted to sleep with her, and she told her boyfriend, and the boyfriend was fighting with that guy, and she's like, I felt she was so comfortable in that, because she was saying that for the first time there's someone who is fighting for me, and I won't be more and feel scared that ababantu can kill each other. But she was so happy that someone is fighting for her, even though he was drug addict, right? He was even a drug dealer, the boyfriend then. But because that boyfriend made her feel safe, made her feel protected, made her feel loved, kuye wayengoyena mntu right, that drug dealer yala boyfriend, and she's like, she was dating bad boys because she was feeling safe with them because of the sexual abuse that happened by family members, not one family, more than one family member that had abused her sexually. I don't know how can we rectify this thing, because now she ended up doing all these bad things that she was doing, and she was rejected as well, because the family felt that like uyabahlaza, because of the things that she was doing, uyabahlaza, why esenze izinto azenzayo, not knowing into obangabana it's because of laa nto yenzekileyo, that sexual abuse engakhange mhlawumbi afumane counseling, mhlawumbi athathwa siwe social workers. Sometimes, you guys, when the abuse is reported by the child at home, one, they will not believe the child. It is very, very sad. I had a case at the office where the grandmother was like, ngeke umntanam abe, that is the uncle to the child, ngeke umntanam abuse umuntu sexual, ulungeke akuba umntanam bese ofisini yami. And no mama ethi hayi ngeke brother yami yenze lonto, as if mhlawumbe lo mntana is lying because usestage lo mntana uqala misbehavior ngoku she is lying and so forth. And when I was with that child alone, that I was the child with the child and the grandmother and the mother. And I said, I believe you. I believe you. And the child cried, you guys. And she was like, Auntie, it is for the first time. What makes me cry is that for the first time, there's someone who believes in me. Because in many times, they don't believe in me. It's as if I'm lying about the abuse that is happening to me. It's as if but it is for the first time that someone says that I believe in you. Guys, I do need us to know that it is very important that we believe our children when they are telling us these things, because these things happens and they have a very negative effect, because we don't cope the same way. Others cope ngoba, let me go and be a sex addict, because in any case kakade I hate myself because I feel like dirty, because that's the feeling of the people who have been abused sexually. Other people, they feel like they're dirty, they can bath but they feel dirty, and like as Julele kwa Satan, but no, I can mandala with anyone because of sexual abuse. Guys, I do want to warn the parents. It broke my heart. I couldn't even finish the interview to know that the people who are supposed to be protecting these young girls, are the people, you guys, who are doing damage. And when the damage has been done, they don't understand. When the damage has been done, they will say that this child uyasihlaza, whereas every behavior has a cause. In this case, I've been doing these cases, you guys, and sometimes people, they know, sometimes if the child has reported the case, the parents or the family members will not come to the office with the social workers so that the child can go for counseling sessions, because they are like, if you go to the social workers, even noba city asimangali, bono social worker have a right to take the case to court and say that this child was sexually abused because the child is a minor. They can advocate on behalf of the children. Now we can't take the child for counseling because nobody asivuli cases so that our brother, our uncle cannot be jailed. But and the child must be able to access counseling services. Then it means a social worker will open the case, even though we are not opening the case because the child is a minor, and they will end up not taking the child for counseling. Guys, for crying out loud, I want to talk about this. This is very painful. This is for the first time that I am disclosing the fact that I was abused sexually by the close family member. Luckily for me, okay, not likely, but he is no more right now. But when it is the family member, you cannot be able to. Sometimes you feel like, let me not tell anyone so that I cannot cause any conflict at home. So you guys, I do want to say that I want us namhlanje to know that when our children are telling us these things, let us believe them, you guys. Let us believe them, you guys. And this child, kule case nayo, she cried and she was like, for the first time I have someone who can listen to me. For the first time I have someone who says that I believe in you. And that child, if you can't destroy you guys, just like Zoleka Mandela, because uvela feel into ba okay kungcono estratweni, because estratweni I've become fatted, I feel loved kunoba abused by the people who are supposed to be protecting me. Rather, let me go to the streets, at least estratweni, even noba izinto zihambe right, I will know it is because kusestratweni, rather than being in a family and I'm being abused. This is a very sad story, you guys, and the woman has been through a lot. The woman has experienced a lot, divorce, has experienced the death of her children, has experienced a lot of things, and most of the things, and she's even saying that her first daughter, that the one that passed away, because she was a drug addicted, then she was the mother to the son, because she was never there. Even when she's there, she was never there emotional, because she was busy high and drinking, and she was not sober, and which is something, sadly, you guys, that has been made by the people of the family, people we love, people we look up to, people who were supposed to be protecting this woman. And you guys, I'm telling you, because I've been doing these cases, it's very, very sad, you guys. This is very, very sad. I do want you guys to know that even if physically umntwana can heal, and heal when she's abused sexually, but what about psychological effects that will last longer, because the child was not even taken, I'm sorry, for counseling, and it feels like it was yesterday when it happened to me. So and I don't know, when you are abused once, you will be abused twice, third time, I don't know, but it is what it is. And so I want to leave the words as it is, guys. Believe your children when they're telling you these things, so that they can be comfortable enough to tell you. Secondly, take the children who are abused sexually to the counseling, for counseling services, like to the social workers, to the therapist, to the psychologist. They need those services, because even if they can heal physically, But what about, I know the parents would be like, we check HIV test and pregnancy. Those are the two things abazijonga kakhulu. And then, but okay, she's HIV negative and she is not pregnant. And then that's all. So, but you guys, what about psychological effects that will make the child to be a rascal, that will make the child to go to the street, that even if the child is here but the child will not perform right at school, the performance will drop at school, and sometimes the children will feel like, I don't have a future in any case. I feel unloved, I feel unwanted, and therefore I must go to the street. This is a lesson, you guys, that I guess the parents, African parents, please learn from this situation. It is very sad. I want to emphasize the fact that sexual abuse is psychological, affecting the children more than it is physical, doing the damage. It is even when the child is pregnant, when the child is HIV positive, but the psychological damage that has been done, eyona guys, because it will, even when the child is older, it will affect her. So I do want to say that by those words, I hope you guys, those who have been through this pain, for others to know that they are not alone. Me as well, I've been through this pain. Please leave the comments down below, you guys, and tell your stories if you are ready to tell your stories, so that other people who have been abused sexually, they can know that they are not alone, you guys. I hope the girl, may her soul rest in peace. Her legacy will live forever, and I'm glad that she was able to turn her life around. And I do pray for the ones who have been through sexual abuse. I hope you guys are going to be well. I hope you guys are not going to be involved in risk behaviors solely because you were sexually abused. I'm one of them, but I've turned my life around. And so I guess please talk to someone you trust, if those that you are telling that you have been abused sexually, because sometimes you guys see stigma nasesikolweni xa umntwana ewaziyo into abused sexually. I don't know why it is like that. I hope you guys all is going to be well with your souls, and I do hope that you'll still have a passion to achieve your dreams. And I do hope that you are not going to waste your pain, but rather you will tell your story, or you will rather prove other people wrong and become successfully. And a word to the perpetrators, please, you must know the psychological damage that you do to these children who are related to you, who are looking up to you, whom you are supposed to be protecting, which is very, very sad. I do hope people will think about that before they can abuse children. This is sad, you guys, but unfortunately we have lost her. Unfortunately, and I'm glad that she was able to tell to write that list so that we can know who did this, even though there's nothing we can do, but just to know. And I'm sorry to say, we are not sure. I'm not sure about the list because I don't want to be sued, but I believe her. I believe her. I'm not saying that there are no children that will tell lies because they want, for whatever reasons, that somebody to go to jail, but then most of the time you guys believe them, give them room to listen to them. I do hope even the children who are going through the pain, even the adults who have been sexually abused, who have been traumatized by sexual abuse by the family members okanye nabantu outside, I'm praying to God to give you strength to go on in life and be a better person. I love you guys, and I'm hoping all is going to be well with your soul. Thank you so much. Bye.